AITA for cutting off my ex completely after she publicly chose her former partner over me in front of everyone? Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support and grow our channel. I am 31. My ex, Laura, is 29. We were together a little over 2 years. I thought we were solid. Not perfect, but adult. We did not do the on and off circus. We did not weaponize breakups. We talked about moving in together, what city we would settle in, kids, maybe someday, the boring stuff that actually matters. I trusted her. That is why the way this ended felt less like a breakup and more like watching someone pull the rug out from under you while making eye contact. Laura has an ex, Evan. They were together for almost 5 years before me. According to Laura, Evan was the definition of chaos. The relationship was volatile, lots of breaking up, getting back together, dramatic apologies, big romantic gestures followed by long stretches of coldness. She described it as addictive and exhausting. She told me she left because she wanted stability and peace. She told me she was done with that chapter. I believed her because when we met, she was warm in a calm way. She liked my routines. She liked that I planned dates instead of winging it. She liked that I showed up. Early on, she told me I made her feel safe. I took that as a compliment. I thought it meant secure, loved, chosen. The problem is, Evan never fully disappeared. They still followed each other online. They would like or react to posts sometimes. She claimed it was harmless, that it meant nothing, that they were just being civil. She also still had his number. Every few months, he would pop up in conversation, not always positively. Sometimes as a story, sometimes as a complaint, sometimes as a joke. If I asked why they still talked, she would say it was normal to be on decent terms with someone from your past and that I was being insecure. I hated that word, insecure. It shut down any discussion because it made the issue about my character instead of her behavior. I did not want to be controlling, so I chose to trust. For a long time, that choice felt reasonable. Then there were little things. She would get a notification and flip her phone face down. She would disappear into the bathroom with her phone more often. She started dressing up more for errands. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. I told myself people go through phases. I did not want to become the suspicious boyfriend who interrogates. I did not have proof of anything, and I did not want to build a relationship on paranoia. Around half a year before the breakup, Evan moved back to our city. Laura mentioned it casually like trivia. I remember because she said it while we were cooking dinner, and the way she said it was too light, like she was trying to make it sound unimportant. She claimed she heard it from a mutual friend. I asked if they had spoken. She said no. Then, over the next weeks, his name started appearing more. She would say Evan is so predictable, or Evan still posts like he is 21, or Evan apparently is working in real estate now. It was never framed as longing, but it was attention. I asked her directly one night if she felt like she still had unfinished business with him. She laughed and said no, and then she got annoyed and asked why I was trying to dig for problems. She told me, "I chose you, remember?" I let it go. Here is what makes this worse. I was not some rebound. We were together long enough that there were real losses and real wins. We got through job stress, family illness, a move for her work, all the mundane stuff. I helped her paint her apartment. She helped me when my dad had surgery. We hosted game nights. We had inside jokes. She met my family, and they liked her. I met her friends and felt welcomed. That is why I did not see the ending coming in the way it happened. The night it blew up was not some private discovery. It was public. It was humiliating. A mutual friend was celebrating a promotion and planned a group night out. It was the kind of event where lots of different friend circles overlap. Laura was excited and insisted we go. She said it would be fun for us to be social, and she wanted to show up for the friend. I agreed. I was honestly looking forward to it. At first, everything was normal. We got there, met up with people, ordered drinks, laughed. Laura held my hand, leaned into me, acted like we were a team. I remember thinking, this is good, this is what I want. Then I noticed a shift in her focus. Her eyes kept drifting toward the entrance. She was smiling less. She got quiet. I asked if she was okay. She said yes, too quickly, and told me she was just tired. A few minutes later, Evan walked in with a small group. I recognized him immediately. He was taller than I expected, confident in the way some people are when they know they can take up space. Laura froze. Her posture changed. She did not squeeze my hand. She did not lean toward me. She just stared. I asked quietly if that was him. She nodded and said, "It is fine," like she was trying to convince herself. Evan noticed us and his face lit up. He walked over. At first, it was normal enough. He said hi to the group. People did introductions, even though most of them already knew who he was. He was charming, the kind of charming that fills silence and makes people laugh quickly. He acted like it was no big deal to show up at the same place as his ex and her boyfriend. Laura smiled. Not a polite smile, a real smile. She laughed in that way she used to laugh with me when something delighted her. It was like watching a door open in her. I stood right there. I did not storm off. I did not demand she ignore him. I tried to be mature. I thought, okay, quick hello, then he goes back to his friends, we continue our night. That is not what happened. Laura shifted closer to him and away from me. Subtle, but real. Evan started talking directly to her, and she responded like nobody else existed. She touched his arm while speaking, like it was automatic. She tilted her head the way she used to when she was flirting with me early on. I felt my stomach drop. I told myself again to stay calm. Maybe she is just being friendly. Maybe I am reading into body language. Then she looked at me and said, "Hey, we are going to catch up for a bit." I said, "We." She paused and corrected herself. "I mean, I am going to talk to him for a minute." And then she walked away with him. No discussion, no checking in. Just turned her back and left me standing there in a group of friends who suddenly did not know where to look. People noticed. One person asked if I was okay. Another made an awkward joke. I smiled like I was fine, because I did not want to create a scene. Inside, I felt small. Not because a man walked in, but because my girlfriend treated me like I was optional. Laura and Evan moved through the crowd together like they were a couple. I could see them at the bar, laughing. Then I lost sight of them. I checked my phone. No message. Nothing like, "I just need a minute," or "I am sorry," or "Give me 5 minutes." Nothing. I waited. I told myself to give it time, because the alternative was walking after her like a parent chasing a teenager. Eventually, I went outside. I found them sitting on a bench, close enough that their thighs touched. Evan had his arm around her shoulders. Laura was leaned into him. She was laughing, not a nervous laugh, but an easy one. It looked intimate. When Laura saw me, her expression did not show guilt. It showed annoyance, like I had interrupted something she was entitled to. She stood up and asked why I was being weird. I asked her what she thought she was doing. She said, "We are just talking. You are overreacting." I said, "This does not look like just talking." She rolled her eyes and said, "Do not do this right now. You are embarrassing me." Then she said the sentence that cut through everything. "This is exactly why I did not want you to come out tonight." I felt like the air left my lungs. Not because it was cruel, but because it revealed planning. If she did not want me there, it meant she expected something to happen. It meant my presence was an inconvenience, not a comfort. I did not yell. I did not insult her. I did not try to fight Evan. I just said, "Okay, I am going home." Laura shrugged and said, "Fine," like she was talking to someone leaving a boring party early. Evan smirked. I walked back inside, told my friend I was leaving, and left without drama. Laura did not follow. She did not call. She did not text that night. The next morning, she messaged me like nothing happened. She said she crashed at a friend's place because she was too tired to drive. I asked whose place. She dodged. I asked again. She finally admitted it was Evan's apartment. My stomach turned. I asked if she slept with him. She took a while to respond, then said yes. Her explanation was that it just happened, that emotions came up, that she was confused. Then she flipped it on me and said my energy the night before was controlling and negative, and it pushed her away. She said I was insecure, and it made her feel unsafe. I ended the relationship immediately. I did not do a long back and forth. I told her we were done. I told her not to come to my place. I blocked her on social media. I blocked her number. I did not want closure because I realized closure was not a conversation. Closure was accepting what happened. The part people argue about is that I cut contact completely. Some people told me I should have met up, talked it through, given her a chance to explain herself. They said 2 years deserves a conversation. They said people make mistakes. They said maybe she was triggered by unresolved history and I should have had compassion. Others, including a couple friends who witnessed the night, told me I did the only sane thing. They said she humiliated me in public and then slept with him. They said if I took her back, I would be signing up for a lifetime of comparison and doubt. Here is what I did after the breakup because it matters. I returned the few things she had at my place through a mutual friend. Nothing dramatic. Just a bag with toiletries, a sweater, some makeup, a charger, a couple small items. I did not keep anything. I did not want a reason for her to stop by. I also asked for my items back. She had some of my clothes at her apartment and a set of keys to my place. She tried to insist we meet to exchange things. I refused. I told her to leave my keys with our mutual friend and I would do the same with her stuff. She complained that I was being cold and disrespectful. That word made me laugh because respect was exactly what she denied me in front of everyone. She then started shaping the narrative. She told people I abandoned her when she was confused. She told people I left her stranded, which is not true. She had friends there, she had Evan, she had money for a ride. She told people I punished her by blocking her instead of being mature. She also told people I was jealous and controlling, and that is why she went back to Evan, because he made her feel free. I heard this through mutual friends, and it made me feel sick. Not because I care what she thinks of me now, but because I realized she was rewriting reality to protect her self-image. She made a choice, got caught, and then tried to turn herself into the victim. Some of our friends bought it, at least partially. A few told me I should not have left that night because it made her feel abandoned. That argument drives me insane. How am I responsible for the feelings of someone who publicly walked away from me and then slept with another man? They also said I should not have blocked her because it is childish. I understand that blocking can look immature, but here is why I did it. When I have kept contact with an ex in the past, it turned into endless circular conversations. Apologies, blame, excuses, late-night calls, promises. It kept me emotionally tied to someone who had already left. I did not want that. I wanted a clean cut. I wanted my nervous system to calm down. And yes, I wanted to protect myself from the possibility that she would come back crying the moment Evan lost interest again. Because that is the thing about their history. It was always on and off. Always dramatic. Always the same cycle. I do not want to be the stable backup plan who waits while she chases the thrill. One more thing that makes me doubt myself is how normal Laura acted afterward when she finally realized I was not coming back. A few days after I blocked her, she emailed me from an old address I had forgotten existed. The subject line was just, "Please." The email was long. She said she had been overwhelmed, that seeing Evan brought back memories, that she felt like she was relapsing into an old version of herself. She said I was the safe person, and she panicked because safe felt boring compared to the rush she used to chase. Then she said she hated herself for it and begged me to talk so she could apologize properly. For a moment, that email made me feel guilty because it sounded self-aware. But the next paragraph pivoted. She said she never would have gone home with Evan if I'd been more supportive instead of walking out. She said if I had stayed and held her hand and shown her I trusted her, she would have felt grounded. That line made my head spin. She wanted me to soothe her while she flirted with her ex in front of me. She wanted me to be an emotional seatbelt while she swerved into traffic. I showed the email to one close friend who had been there that night. He read it and said, "She is blaming you for her cheating. Do not touch that with a 10-foot pole." Still, other friends kept pushing the idea that I should give her closure. They framed it like I was punishing her by refusing to talk. But I do not see silence as punishment. I see it as protection. I also see it as a consequence. Another small detail. After the night out, a couple of people told me they noticed Evan kept circling our group earlier, like he was looking for the right moment to approach. One friend said he watched Laura when she was not looking, and Laura looked for him too. That made me wonder how accidental it really was. Laura claims she did not know he would be there. Maybe she did not, but she also did not leave when he arrived. She did not set a boundary. She did not introduce me as her boyfriend with any pride. She did not stay with me. She left with him. That is the reality. Another reason I went no contact is that I know how their dynamic worked before me, because Laura described it in detail. Evan would disappear for weeks. Then he would come back with grand apologies, gifts, romantic speeches. Laura would take him back, then feel anxious, then try to earn his attention. She told me she hated that cycle. She told me she felt like a hamster running on a wheel. When we got together, she said she finally felt calm. Now I wonder if calm was never what she wanted long term. Maybe calm was what she wanted when she was tired. Maybe I was the place she landed between storms. The reason the public humiliation matters so much is because it stripped away any chance of pretending this was a misunderstanding. If she had cheated privately and confessed, I could at least believe she felt remorse and wanted to make it right. But she did it with an audience. She did it while people watched me stand there alone. And then she had the nerve to act like I was the one creating drama by leaving. After the breakup, there was another twist. A mutual friend told me Laura later tried to explain the story as if it was a one-time slip, and I was cruel for blocking her. She told people I was cold in general and that she felt trapped by my stability. That part stung because it turned my best quality into an insult. I work hard, I plan, I save, I show up. I do not think those things are traps. I think those are basics. But hearing her frame it as suffocating made me realize she never valued it the way I thought she did. She valued it until it stopped serving her. Then it became a cage in her narrative. I also learned that after I ended things, she and Evan did not magically become a happy couple. Shockingly, they posted a couple photos together, then they disappeared again. Someone told me they were fighting within weeks. Laura apparently complained to friends that Evan still flirts with other women and that he is not dependable. That information did not make me happy. It just made me tired. It is like watching someone touch a hot stove again and again and then blame the stove. I am not her therapist. I am not her rehab sponsor. I was her boyfriend. The night she walked away with him, she quit the relationship in public. I just accepted her resignation. I know Reddit will ask, did you ever cheat? No. Did you ever threaten her? No. Did you ever isolate her from friends? No. If anything, I encouraged her to see friends and build her career. I am not perfect, but I was not cruel. The harshest thing I did was refuse to give her access to me after she hurt me. That is what some people in my social circle call immature. I call it boundaries. I also want to clarify that I did not blast her online. I did not post about it. I did not tell her workplace. I did not try to embarrass her back. The only reason people know details is because it happened in a room full of people and those people talked. I kept my side quiet. That is partly why it feels unfair that I am being asked to be the bigger person again by offering her a conversation she did not earn. If she had pulled me aside before leaving with him and said, I need to talk to him for closure, I would have been hurt, but at least she would have treated me like a partner. She did not. She treated me like a coat she could hang up while she went dancing. So, yes, I blocked her. Yes, I refused the meeting. Yes, I returned her things through a friend. I chose finality because I do not trust a person who can look me in the face, tell me I am embarrassing her, and then go sleep with someone else and still expect me to comfort her the next day. That is why I'm asking. Aita for going full no contact and refusing to give her any more emotional access after she publicly chose her ex over me.